1314 Bannockburn. What do we got here? I could find the initiative chit. That would help. But I seem to have misplaced it. I'll find it in a bit. Alright. Well, this looks really weird to me. These are the English down here. English archers have the special, we get to shoot twice whenever we get to shoot, which means they can support themselves. They can all, I believe, they can also do a lot of shooting, which can have a pretty good effect. Now, oddly enough, the Scottish pike are treated as phalanxes, which means they have that +2 against bow fire. Now that may work at Bannockburn because, as the historical notes make clear, the English longbow didn't seem to have actually done anything in this battle. Maybe they weren't committed or whatever, and they're all kind of to the back. You have the enforcing the command control rules have to be used for the English. They have one kind of lousy leader, Edward, I guess. For the Scots, though, they don't have a leader. Uh-oh. And in fact, they don't get one until here. Now, does that mean they panic immediately? I hope not. That wouldn't really reflect the battle at all. But there's no indication that they have one until turn 4 here, which is kind of a disturbing situation. I'm going to say they don't panic until they lose Robert the Bob. Yeah. But it just, right now I've got some real questions about this one. First of all, it looks like it's going to be a cakewalk for the English. They have all these knights. Whether they charge or not, I don't think it's that big a deal. Oh, no. Yeah, the anti-cav factor could be a fairly heavy effect here. But if the English can kind of marshal their forces and be a little bit more careful than they were historically, the Scottish reinforcements consist of a leader, which is great, and this light infantry. The leader is going to change the nature slightly, but it's not, they're going to be without a leader for a while, which is going to be a pretty serious penalty, I think. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't have too many hopes of this being terribly historically likely. Of course, when I played the Bannockburn over in, Men of Iron up there, well, the English kind of mopped the floor with the Scots there too. So it could just be, a matter of neither game is really likely taking into account enough to make the English position that hopeless. That it's basically, you have to play really dumb as the English to lose the way the English lost. Anyway, special rules for this. The English archers have the rapid fire, 2 shots per turn. English knights have command control, and then of course the terrain effects, one of which I put on top of the units because it's just too crowded to do it otherwise. Alright, we'll get this started tomorrow morning. Okay, well, I didn't get to do any gaming this morning. Had some early work I had to do before work. Anyhow, here we are at Bannockburn, about ready to start. I've rolled up, well, actually we have started. I've rolled up the command points, 3 for the English, just 1 for the Scots. Now, like I said, by the rules, as far as I'm concerned, the Scots should be panicking at this point. There wouldn't be a panic check in the first turn, but there would be in the second. The other scenario avoided that by bringing leaders in early. This one doesn't do so, but I don't think that fits my knowledge of Bannockburn at all, so I'm just going to disregard that. We got initiative on the English, and I'm not sure what to do. Alright, so I've got this command restriction. My feeling is I need 1 command to move these forces, the main line of the English force. I could keep an extra command to move this, but I'm going to spend 2 to try to prevent myself from losing control of those knights. Bad stuff's going to happen if I lose control of them. I actually don't want to have my leader with the knights. I'll keep my leader back here with the infantry, because if the knights go running off, at least then I can move my infantry. And let's see, that puts us at a 4. 1 leader plus 2. I'm okay. Both sides spent their command point. The English didn't get as much as I thought they would. It's very hard to cross the stream. The ford is plus 2, so that took all their movement to get there. Got the knights attacking. We'll see how that works. Well, here's the problem. I don't want to attack, and the Scots passed. I made one attack, killed off this light archers, but that's all I'm getting. The rest of these, I thought I was set up kind of cleverly to hit this with a +1, +2 versus +1 for the hills. But no, it's got 12 strength points because it's facing Cav. I've got to get my archers in play. You can't do this. You can't do what was historically done, which would be the charge, without getting kind of historical results. Hitting those pikemen is just not a good idea. So we're at the end of the turn, and we'll pluck him off and try to see. Now, if the leader had been up there, that would have given me that situation that I wanted. So maybe I want to have the leader up there, but on the other hand, maybe I want to be able to move a bunch of archers instead. I don't know. I would really like to get them to be able to fire. This time initiative went over here. We've only got 2 command points for the English, 1 for the Scots, and a quick roll to see if I keep command. I'm only... Oh, I gotta put my leader on the board. I'm gonna put him here. Now, the Scots may have lost an opportunity last turn because they could have hit this at +2, which they certainly would have liked to, but I didn't really realize as the Scots that I wasn't going to get to see them attack first. Okay, so yeah, we lost command control this time. So the knights are going forward. I put the leader here because I don't think I can move a whole bunch of units anyway. So I'm going to try to move as many of the archers as I can, basically, which is 2. So the knights had to charge, which kind of took some of the effort off because now I can move the archers. And I've done that. And we also had the Scots fire from their command point as their kind of one activation, which didn't have any effect. These guys got broken up by the woods. I'm putting these guys down after the knights charge. Well, the English are down to 3 remaining points. They just lost 5 knights in that attack. Not a good situation for them, especially bad where they were attacking from river hexes, or stream hexes, where they got an additional -2 and sometimes ended up below 1, essentially. That can't happen. They end up with a 1, but still, that's horrible. Now I've got the opportunity to hit one of these in the flank with a phalanx, and I'm going to take that. Let's see that. That's going to be 12 hitting 8, so I get a +1 for the attack because I'm not quite 2 to 1. I get +1 for the hill. That puts me up to +2, and +1 for positioning, so +3. It's not as good as watching them hit me, but what the hell? And I get a 9 to a 5. That's not quite 2 to 1, so I actually didn't do anything good. I hurt both of us, but he's already hurt. This is the engaged result. It doesn't do what I wanted. But I was hoping to panic his army. That would flip them all over, and then I could start doing panic moves on him. And that would have been pretty impressive. Well, bad news there. I'm planning on bringing the archers forward. But I failed again on the command. I spent 1 command point to try to maintain command. I didn't see any reason the Scots wanted initiative here. Without archers, they can't really hurt these guys just by hitting them. This is bad news. It means the knights are going to attack again. Probably means the English are done for. So after the movement part, the knights are up again, ready to get destroyed. A shot here didn't do anything. The woods provide some defensive thing. The Scots had an extra point that they could have spent. They could have brought somebody down off the hill and launched an attack, say, against this weaker knight. But to tell you the truth, they'd rather just let the knights run into them. That seemed to be working pretty well, and it should do a lot of damage. They might regret it, because being here, they'd be able to attack this knight. If he's damaged, they would have a pretty good chance of wiping him out. But for now, we'll hold our position. It looks like the English are just going to throw themselves away. And at the end of the turn, we end up with 3 more knights gone. That destroys the English army. We're going to need the little enemy panicked marker for the Scots. Let's see where we end up in terms of these guys. When they come in the camp hex, and then they have to spend movement to move. So I'll have to expend an action to bring them in, and they have to leave the camp hex. They don't actually have to come in though. The leader does come in automatically. It's just the infantry. I don't actually have to commit them. They're part of the camp guard that came charging out. But right now, it looks like the Brits are just hosed. And I thought they had a chance, and they would, if not for playing with this command. And in fact, it is part of the requirements in this one, which is a good thing, because this scenario would not make any sense if they weren't. But you could play it ahistorically and see, because I don't think that attacking this is trivial. I think it might be an interesting challenge for a newer player to launch that attack on there, in much the same way as what was the one we had recently? The Granicus scenario. This would be an easier step to figure out how to launch the attack. Granicus, you cover the entire hill land. It makes it really, really tough. You've just really got to kind of launch it over here. But this would give you some idea, maybe. Alright, command control was not maintained. I kept all my chips, though. That's not going to work too well, because the panic movement is going to pull the entire army down. But before they can do that, I get to launch some arrows. That'll help a little bit. And the Scots indeed take that advantage of that by running everything away. Now, the 2 guys who fired archery, they get to stay. They already did something for this turn, but now I have 1 more action left with the Scots. Nothing I can really do with the English, except I can rally. It's the English turn right now. I can rally this. I might get a chance to shoot that, which is why I kind of didn't want to, but now the English get to launch themselves, or the Scots get to launch themselves forward and try to clean things up. Now these guys, the knights, all of that has the opportunity to retreat. So the problem is the knights can't leave the board, so it's going to be tough to chase them away completely, because they're under the command control rules. But there's no such limitation on the archers. Actually, I cheated. Got the command control maintained. I don't remember if I rolled for it or not. I don't think I did. Hey, bonus! I didn't cheat. They successfully maintained command control, which means the knights could run. If they hadn't maintained command control, the knights would have been in place there. They would have done their charge to combat, even though they're already in location and couldn't really do much except change facing. But they've turned and run, and the light infantry turned and ran as well, with the phalanx chasing them. That puts us at the end of this turn. I didn't have an activation point for him, so I'm just going to keep him back there because it's easier that way. And we keep moving on. Command control was maintained again. We got initiative over here. I gotta have somebody, I don't know where this guy over here. I have no idea anymore what to do. I spent the command point to run things off. You can see all the archers except for 1 have run off the board, and now it's actually the English turn, and they have very, very little they can do. I think shooting the archers is probably the best thing they can do, but they will, of course, run away from the phalanxes if they attack. The game didn't end on turn 5, and I haven't rolled all the things I need to roll that I'm used to doing at the beginning when I start a turn. But, you know, as you can see, the knights, as long as I keep getting the drop on initiative, and I probably will, because Robert the Bruce is a better commander than Edward. And so I'm going to get 2 extra pips. The worst that happens is I get 1. Edward gets 3, so Edward would be 4, I'd be 3, and then he could outbid me, but the chance of that happening is fairly low. We'll see. Maybe it does. But any other circumstance, it's fairly likely I can drain his initiative, or at least prevent him from doing anything. Alright, well, our initiative is such that we have 4 pips and the initiative marker. They have 2. Place the leaders out. It's time to roll for command control. Basically, the panic movement doesn't do me a lot anymore. The only thing it does is keeps these knights from coming across the river. I can just like send them running down the stream or something. I'm allowed to move them. I can't run them off the board though. But this guy I can't move off the board either because he has a leader on him. And the English maintain command control, which is a mixed blessing, I guess. Finish things off with the Scots pushing this phalanx forward, getting shot at, hurt, and then taking a recovery action instead of moving them. So the main force is moving down here, others here. We got 1 little engagement here. He's going to turn and run, and we can continue our pursuit. And maybe the game's over, because there's just not much happening here anymore. 2, yay, it's over. Alright, point-wise. 1 point for panicking the enemy. 8. 10 points here. 10. 22. Looks like I got the 2-1, so I got a 2-point lead. I did not take the command post, and I didn't get any additional bonuses. And that's it for this little battle. It's an interesting battle. I like the ones with the... I really like the way the charge works here. It actually works better than Men of Iron's Bannockburn scenario. The English are too able to drag their feet in that. This game really makes them throw their knights in full force. Alright, I'll come back with a review of the series, though.